you mentioned class, talk about juggling life. Everyone's juggling things, of course, but to have a hit series, you kind of, congrats, in the middle of everything else going on, in the middle of, I believe, college.
Mm-hmm.
What's it like for you juggling all that good stuff?
It's taught me a lot about my time management skills and using an agenda or planner and trying different ways of categorizing things by color and whatnot. But I mean, yeah, I've actually, Zoom has been helpful in terms of navigating both school and work because I've been able to work remotely, or do schoolwork remotely. And when we were filming the rest of Zero Chill in August, my school semester had actually started. So I would go into the kitchen of our house that we filmed in and catch up on lectures on my lunch break.
Yeah.
And so I was like, well, I have time and I have a lecture, so I'm going to do it here.
But how great to be able to balance a job you love in the midst of school, because so many college kids are just stuck on their laptops and having just an odd, horrible year in a lot of ways. And you're able to be, on the other side of the world shooting this really cool show in the middle of it all. It's a really unique experience, I would think.
Definitely. I'm super grateful to have such a fun job and to get to have that relief in a way and also work towards my degree because a lot of my classmates that I've talked to, it's been very difficult for them with online classes.
Yeah, yeah. And you get to be out there expelling energy while you're working. It's like, it seems like just such a dream gig in so many ways. If you can just talk about that, because it seems like the kind of thing people wait for their whole life to have this kind of,
No, I
deal.
definitely,
Yeah.
I say that to myself every day. I'm like, this was a home run. And it feels like that every time I think about it. It's everything I could have wanted. And it's something that I even joked about with my sister. It'd be like, oh, how funny would it be if you had a role where you got to skate? And I was like, oh yeah, like whatever. Not nobody makes skating shows, but they're not super common. And so I didn't even imagine that this role would happen. And then when it did, I was like, I have children now thinking about it. It's everything that I could have wanted.
And were you actively looking for skating type roles in the
No, my agent was just like, hey, this was re-released. Do you want to, what's your skating experience? And I was like, what's my skating experience? Let me tell you, I will go for this role. So it just honestly came to me. And yeah, I just did a normal audition.
And then what's it like balancing your own skating experience with what this character knows and does? And I'm sure, I don't know if you're a better skater than in real life than the character or how that balances, but you're still playing a role. You're not being yourself out there. So what's it like balancing just in terms of athleticism when you're out there on the ice and not wanting to show off maybe necessarily to show what you can do?
Oh my goodness. I totally was feeling free to do whatever I wanted and express like how I felt Kayla would have performed. And like for me, I had some experience with ice dance, but not a ton. And I had no experience as a pair skater because generally pair skaters are on the shorter side. And so that was definitely a learning curve for me because I'm not used to skating with someone behind me or beside me or having the proper handholds and all that. And so getting to not only skate with Jade, but Kenneth as well, like learning how to do that as Kayla helped me separate what I would have done versus how Kayla would have done something. So that separation was great but also getting to skate individually was fun too. And I really enjoyed that storyline.
What did you love most about Kayla as you got to know her and inhabit her for weeks?
She's really funny. I love that she doesn't uh, think. Like, I love that she just does things impulsively
Yeah.
and goes so much on instinct and what she feels is right. She thinks she knows her values and what matters to her. And that is her determination is something that I really it really resonated with me just in reading the scripts, and it's something that I love a lot about her.
As this show's been kicking off and it's been finding a bigger and bigger audience and people are loving it, what's that been like for you and kind of the reaction you've been getting from your family, from your friends, and then probably from now the whole world? What does that mean to you as an actor?
It's been so fun to share it with people. It's like, hey, look what we made. It's so fun. I'm glad that you're having fun. Let's have fun together. It's nice to get to share something that you're really, really proud of, and to, like you said, go from it being just my family. Like when the show came out, actually, my mom organized a drive-in, and so like my whole family came and watched it together, and it was really fun. But then seeing how my skating peers from growing up that I met in summer camps in New York, and people that I used to skate with at my home club, hearing how they've been affected by it has been so wonderful as well, because it's not just mine. It's something that they were a part of my life. And so to get to share that is really, really special.
Mm-hmm. And the best Netflix shows, the one that find an audience, like things like Queen's Gambit, and now a show like yours, when people start telling each other about it, and then you can feel that audience gain from week to week. Mm-hmm. There must be a pride in that, knowing it's your work that they're talking about.
Yeah, absolutely. Like I posted a behind the scenes TikTok. I was going through my camera roll one night and looked back at funny videos that I had taken, and I just posted it kind of like not really thinking about it. I was like, oh, like this will be fun. I think people would like to see this, like whatever. And then all of a sudden it kind of blew up, and people were like, oh my God, you're the girl from that Netflix show. And I'm like, yeah. So to get to see that has been really fun, and to have so many platforms to engage with people and hear their feedback. And I get messages every day being like, I want to skate because of you. And that, I can't even tell you how much that means to me. That's exactly what I intended. I really wanted to inspire people the way that I was inspired to skate.
It must be a wonderful feeling, yeah. Talk about getting over that fear, or if you ever do, of falling, because I've been watching skating now. And that's part of the experience, right?
Oh yeah, no, yep, it is.
And as much as it should be part of an experience, when it happens, especially in competition, it's not a good thing, and people generally seem upset. But you think you'd be able to laugh it off. Just talk about that dynamic and when it's okay and when it's not, and how much you get used to that.
In terms of like the pain, you'll generally get used to it. Like I have often had just bruises that I'm like, oh, that's new. I didn't know where that came from. But you do just, there are certain falls that will kind of knock you a little bit in terms of like they're shocking, and you're like, okay, tailbone falls are the worst by far because they will last. But generally, when you see a skater fall and they look upset, it's more that they're frustrated generally.
Yeah.
But you learn to, I think actually that's what skating has taught me in my life, is even if you do fall, getting up and moving on. And it doesn't mean that you're going to fall on the next thing if you don't let it. It really teaches you to have mental discipline about going, okay, yep, that's in the past now, moving on to this one. It doesn't mean I have to fall on this one. I can do better on this one. I can get up again. I can go again. I think that's actually a really important lesson about skating in general.
Yeah, I've always found that fascinating with that in other sports as well. How you get over that, or if you ever really do, because it's never a good thing. But you have to get up.
You do have to get up, and you're like, one time actually, anecdotally, I was in a skating test and I fell, and then I skidded into the boards. That was not my favorite moment, but they let me restart, so that was good. Okay. And I passed. So
there you go.
Everything's fine.
There's a lesson in that, yeah. And talk about what this has done for you already in terms of what's next. I know there's a season 2 you can talk about, but in terms of also other attention and other career opportunities, how has this already changed your life?
Wow. I have been very busy, and I've shot a couple movies since I've been home, and actually next Wednesday, my episode of Kung Fu airs on the CW, and that was really, really fun to shoot. We shot that on my birthday, and it was like a Friday, and just a big group of people, super fun. Honestly, the best way to spend my birthday. A bunch of amazing actors and just getting to do what I love. It was really great.
Thank you for watching. If you want more extra, hit the subscribe button and the bell so you'll never miss a video.